Hey singers, I'm Justin Stoney, the founder of New York Vocal Coaching, welcoming you to episode 21 of Voice Lessons Online. This is the show where passionate voice teachers from all over the world help us learn from some of the greatest singers of all time. Our singer today started off as a child in the British music hall circuit. Her irresistible talents and charm eventually led her to becoming the simple joy of Broadway, the favorite thing of film, and the spoonful of sugar that we all need in our lives. It's our fair lady, Julie Andrews.
The hills are alive with the sound of music, with songs they have sung for 1,000 years.
It's supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious. If you say it loud enough, you'll always sound precocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Cream-colored ponies and crisp apple strudels, doorbells and sleigh bells and schnitzel with noodles, wild geese that fly with the moon on their wings. These are a few of my favorite things.
Gorgeous. All right, let's learn from Miss Andrews. First, Arbender Robinson is here with some words.
Hey, I am so excited to share this with you. One of my favorite words growing up was onomatopoeia, probably because it was long, but onomatopoeia or onomatopoetic or echoic words or mimicking words is one of the things that makes golden age singing so glorious when it's done well. And I truly believe that Julie Andrews is the master at using the way that we say certain words to enhance the meaning of the word. As an example, take the word love. If you simply say love, or you say love, or you say love, the way that we say the word completely changes the meaning of the word. And Julie Andrews does this all over the place in her wonderful vocal styling. So we're going to take a look at a few moments, and let's see if we can find those magical moments in the way Julie Andrews says the words as she sings them. Let's take a look at this clip.
Shall we dance on a bright cloud of music? Shall we fly? Shall we dance? Shall we then say goodnight and mean goodbye?
Yeah, the way that we say the word dance or bright or fly, the way that we say those words, the way they come out of the mouth also have great value. Let's take a look at another clip so you can see how often we use this skill in singing. Take a look at this one.
Every task you undertake becomes a piece of cake, a lark, a spree. It's very clear to see that a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down, the medicine go down, medicine go down. Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down in a most delightful way.
Here we hear the magic in the way that we say the word sugar, making it sound simple so that we can simply take sugar to make the medicine go down. Or we say words like nip, to, fro, really short, crisp words to make something sound simple and easy. One last clip we're going to take a look at. Take a look at this one and see if you can find a few magic words here.
Someone's head resting on my knee, warm and tender as he can be, who takes good care of me out and be lovely,
Yeah, the phrase that really caught my attention here, there were so many, but the way that we said lovely, lovely, lovely. Each time, whether it's the L or the O or the V or the Y sound at the end, giving those different things value, deciding how we say those words makes it all sound and feel so magical and different. So try this in your own singing and let me know what you think. Bye.
Awesome, Arbender. Next, Zac Bradford. Tell us about Julie's effortless technique and what singers can do to achieve this.
One of the things I love most about Julie Andrews as a performer is her ability to transition effortlessly between speech and singing, different pitches, dynamics, vocal registers, all while communicating clearly, consistently, and believably. On a technical level, Julie achieves this remarkable consistency by skillfully adjusting her breathing, muscle coordination, and resonators. This requires knowing how much to modify these elements to achieve the desired outcome without overcompensating or underutilizing them. These clips of Julie Andrews are excellent examples of what I've just described. Enjoy.
I'm sitting down right here.
I'm as mild and as meek as a mouse. When I hear a command, I obey. But I know of a spot in my house where no one can stand in my way. In my own little corner, in my own little chair, I can be whatever I want to be. On the wing of my fancy, I can fly anywhere, and the world will open its arms to me. I only know when he began to adore with me, I could have done.
We can all learn a lot from Julie Andrews. As singers, we often struggle with over or under adjusting technical elements when attempting changes in pitch, register, or dynamic. I'll give you an example. A common issue among singers when ascending in pitch is not allowing the vocal folds to stretch enough. As a result, singers often rely on increased vocal fold compression and subglottal pressure to reach the desired pitch. Unfortunately, this approach often leads to vocal strain and unintentional changes in tone or volume. In your practice, ask yourself, am I over-adjusting, under-adjusting, or finding the sweet spot? It will get easier with practice and with the help of a voice teacher, and before you know it, you'll be navigating more smoothly through these changes, just like Julie Andrews. That's all for me today, singers. I look forward to seeing you again next time.
Just great, Zac. And Abby Payne, what can we learn from Miss Andrews' use of dynamics?
Oh man, I love Julie Andrews. This is probably partly because I grew up watching The Sound of Music at least once a year as a kid, maybe as an adult too, but it's also because she's just so expressive and joyful in her singing. I want to talk about one of the ways in which she achieves this, and that is her use of dynamics. Let's take a look.
Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. The medicine go down. Medicine go down. Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down in a most delightful way.
So she begins that phrase very quietly to draw the audience in. Then as she crescendos along with the orchestra, it builds momentum. It builds that joy. She's clearly really enjoying singing along with that orchestra and matching their dynamic as well. So how can you add dynamics to your singing in a natural way? As with many things, look to the words you're singing. Let's see how Julie does that here.
When the dog bites, when the bee stings, when I'm feeling sad, it's then I remember my favorite things, And singing with brass and with woodwinds and strings is first on the list of my favorite things.
She shouted that last phrase from the rooftops, right? She really wanted everybody to hear what she was saying, to understand what she was saying. When we speak, we don't usually just speak at one volume, right? We use different dynamics in our speaking to emphasize what we're saying. So it makes sense that it would work with singing here. Now, joy doesn't necessarily have to be louder, but you can experiment with channeling Julie Andrews and bringing that joy up to a higher dynamic. It's one of my favorite things to do.
Wonderful, Abby. And Andy King, what about Miss Andrews' seamless vocal registration?
One of the most common requests from singers is to smooth out their register transitions and changes. How do I go from chest to head without cracking? How do I start in falsetto and then go into mix? How do I go from chest to chest mix to head mix? Sound familiar? When I get this question, I do a few different things. 1, I talk about what this even means. 2, I have the singer try out a few vocal exercises so they can feel what's going on. And 3, I listen with my singer and I point out what's going on and when and if a change occurs. I'm going to do the listening part with you right now using Julie Andrews' voice. Let's take a listen to 2 different clips.
I could have spread my wings and done 1,000 things I've never done before. I'll never know what made it so exciting. Why all at once my heart took flight. Edelweiss, every morning you greet me, small and white, clean and bright. You look happy to meet me.
We don't have time to unpack everything that's going on with these, but what I'll say is that in I Could Have Danced All Night, there were 9 register transitions, and in the Edelweiss clip, there were 8 distinct register changes. In the voice science world, there is lots of debate on naming the different registers, and at the end of the day, whatever we call something doesn't really matter. What does matter is that you can hear it, feel it, and put it into practice. There are many, many different exercises and ways to practice and smooth out these register transitions. But what I want to leave you with is that it's normal for your transitions to be clunky. It takes time, patience, and persistence, and you can and will get it.
Thanks, Andy, and thanks to all our experts. I'm going to share what I've learned from Miss Andrews in a moment, but first, here are some resources to make your vocal journey a little more loverly.
To get to know the Voice Lessons online team or schedule a lesson, visit voicelessonsonline.com. To get your copy of Justin Stoney's book, Sing Like Never Before, visit singlikeneverbefore.com. If you'd like a vocal course that you can do from home, check out the Voice Lessons to the World vocal course. Our 12-part program takes you on a journey from beginner to master-level vocal exercises. Find it at voicelessonstotheworld.com. If you're a voice teacher looking to master your craft, join our worldwide community at voiceteachertraining.com. Finally, if you'd like free vocal tips sent to you each day, sign up at dailyvocaltips.com.
Now, to me, Julie Andrews' voice is just mwah. But I'll admit, I love both contemporary sounds and legit sounds. What does that mean, legit? Well, that's a sort of old-fashioned word that describes traditional singing as opposed to contemporary singing. Julie Andrews is maybe the most iconic, legit singer. Sadly, many singers today miss out on these sounds. They don't listen to them and they don't try them. Why? Well, usually because of stereotypes. Here are a few stereotypes that folk might associate with legit singing. 1, singers all sound the same. The unique artist's voice doesn't come through like in contemporary singing. 2, constant vibrato. There is vibrato on literally every note, never straight tone. 3, words don't matter. we can't connect to the lyrics because the singer is just making sung sounds with their voice. 4, rhythms are boring. There's no excitement or variety to the beat, and legit singers don't stray from the beat like contemporary singers do. And 5, females are always in head voice. Chest voice is uncommon or even forbidden for females. Now, I want us to watch this clip and just watch as Julie Andrews literally breaks all 5 of these stereotypes in under 1 minute. See if you can catch all 5.
Raindrops and roses and whiskers on kittens, bright copper kettles and warm woolen mittens, brown paper packages tied up with strings. These are a few of my favorite things. Cream-colored ponies and crisp apple strudels, doorbells and sleigh bells and schnitzel with noodles, wild geese that fly with the moon on their wings. These are a few of my favorite things. Girls in white dresses with blue satin sashes, snowflakes that stay on my nose and eyelashes, silver white winters that melt into springs. These are a few of my favorite things. When the dog bites, when the bee stings, when I'm feeling sad, I simply remember my favorite things, and then I don't feel so bad.
How'd you do? If your ears were sharp enough, you noticed a distinctive vocal personality, many straight tone moments, a conversational performance, rhythmic excitement and variety, and quite a bit of chest voice. In fact, none of the stereotypes hold true. So I hope that Julie Andrews inspires you to listen more closely to this kind of classic singing, and maybe even try some of it yourself. It might just end up being one of your favorite things. We'll see you next time for more voice lessons online.